Uh-oh. All right. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Love Coach Live. I'm your man, KTJ, and I brought my friends for the show tonight. So welcome to everybody come on in. I'm going to go around. I'm going to get your thoughts on this video. You guys introduce yourself and tell me what you think of the video. Angela Lewis, you go first.
Well, my name again, as he said, Angela Lewis. I think that not uncommon to see that. I believe that it's more common than people realize. People are out here, portraying themselves as one way, and then, of course, expect people to just be okay with it. So, yeah, I think it's a common occurrence.
All right. Let's go. My man, Tevya. What's up, Q? Talk to me.
What's going on, team? Yeah, I want to have to piggyback off of Angela. Again, what this occurrence was going on is so easy. I don't want to jump the gun, but it's so easy how people are just so quick to end things. And, taking back the wedding ring and the band, that's, find solutions and resolutions, regards to what the issues are.
All right. Elle, what you got?
You had two sides of it. I guess it was a double-edged sword, because you had her who was put to a test, and obviously in his eyes she failed the test, but at the same time you have some game playing. That's number one. And then you have a little bit of narcissism, because you have something that you gave somebody that you take back. So it makes me wonder, before the test actually existed, what the relationship was like, because when you take things, that's a sign of something bigger.
So wait a minute. Let me get our friends. They said the video was really low. I'm sorry. Hopefully y'all got the idea. And just in case you guys missed it, you didn't catch the video. There was a couple. Looked like they were married. And the game was switch phones for a couple seconds and see if your partner's the conversation in their phone is okay with you. And so the young lady had in her phone a conversation where the guy said, "It was really nice seeing you today," which was a few days prior to this. And he said, "Who's Reggie?" And she didn't have an answer for who Reggie is, but she saw Reggie 3 days ago. And so he began to take off the rings right off her finger, right there, telling her, good luck, God bless you, bye bye, and and that was the end of the story. So, but look, I noticed that all of y'all sided with the woman. Why did all of y'all side with the woman?
I didn't side with the woman per se.
Let
me clarify. First of all, it may seem like it. I'm not saying that she's not at fault because she was dealing with Reggie. What I'm saying is his handling of it. For them to say, let's play a game of switch phones, means that somebody suspected something. So instead of saying, okay, let's have the conversation, let's confront the conversation, they chose to play games. Now, she rolled the dice because she knew Reggie would have some activity in the phone. He already knew that there may be a Reggie, so that's why he wanted the phone, because he didn't have the nerve to ask her the real question. he didn't address the elephant in the room. And so then when he was confronted with the truth, rather than breaking the situation down, rather than extrapolating the situation, he chose the role of let me just take my toys, pack up, and run.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
shows that he wasn't all in anyway. And
yes.
usually what I find a lot of times is when men do that,
Mm-hmm.
they're looking for an excuse to do what it is that they want to do anyway.
There could be some truth to that. There could be some truth to
Yeah,
that.
some truth to that.
Yeah, there could be some truth to that. At the same time, like to him, it was obvious what was happening. Obviously, and I don't care how you fold it. She saw that man 3 days ago.
True.
Yes or no?
True.
She
True.
was out with a man that her husband didn't know. Where
Or
so
did he? Or did he?
or did he?
Yep.
I don't know, but but that's what we're dealing with. So yeah, that was a good starter. So I got another one for y'all.
Okay.
Hot topic number 2. Let me pull that up. And you guys who are watching, go ahead and hit that like button. I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. Follow the show, and we're getting ready to. I'm gonna pull this one up, and I want to get your thoughts on this. This is a new one. We get ready to get into our topic, you guys, but we got these hot topics that I want to cover and have a conversation about. I don't know if you guys know, but Sylvester Stallone and his wife are in the midst of a divorce after like 20 something years together. They are in the midst of a divorce, and he is posting pictures. Let me move that out the way. Here's the title. Sylvester Stallone posts photos with estranged wife Jennifer Flavin amid divorce. He's putting up these old pictures while they're in the middle of a divorce. Angela, what does this mean?
So to me, Kelvin, it means that he really wants to rethink things, and he's trying to give her something to think about when it was good times. So even though they're in the midst of it, he really wants to say, I need you to pause and let's talk about this thing. Let's think about how much more good times we had versus the main thing that caused us to break up. And if I can get you to think about what was good between us, maybe we can work it out and we don't have to end in divorce.
Okay. All right, Elle. And you guys, y'all don't have to wait for me necessarily. Y'all could just jump right in.
Listen, he who findeth a good woman findeth a good thing. And so just because they're divorcing doesn't mean that anybody did anything wrong. You could grow apart. You could be at different seasons of your life to where because in marriage you fall out of love and you fall back in love. There's no rhyme or reason to it. But if he knows or feels that she's his good thing, he could be trying to fight for it.
Interesting.
Another spin on it. Being in the limelight, I believe he's trying to, put a candy coat over it, of as if everything is okay in the camp with him, and being also not out of media hype or a lot of following into that. You know what I mean? Is trying to keep things on a low
by posting old pics in the middle of a divorce.
Yeah, team. I think he's just trying to show that everything is good. Just trying to paint a facade. That's what I think. He's just trying to paint a facade. That's one aspect of looking at it.
I mean, wouldn't you think that this is weird though? And by the way, she's the one who filed divorce from him. So he's deciding now he wants to post all these old pictures. He put up a picture of him and the little kids together, the kids when they were little, who are now grown. His kids are practically grown now. And so he put together like one of them old pictures from back in the day when they were a happy family. In the middle, he's posting this on his social media in the middle of a divorce.
But he's trying to really kind of put it out there, because you just think about it, in the recent media, we saw Johnny Depp get dragged, with all the stuff that was going on with him and the lady that he was with. So maybe he's trying to, like Tevia said, kind of do some damage control to say that although we're getting a divorce, this doesn't mean that we are, having something that's going to be a knockdown drag out. I still have love for this woman. We've had family, we've got children, we raised them together. And so even though we're not working out now, I don't want y'all to think that I despise this lady. I'm still out here supportive, encouraging, even in the midst of a divorce. I want you to know that there's no hard feelings, and I don't want y'all to see me in that light of a drag down, take her down through here, don't care anything about her type of situation.
Right.
And that's his image, because people tend to like Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
They do, but you know what? He's always come off, in my opinion, as this tough guy on and off screen.
Does.
So, do you remember when Martin would tell Gina to get to stepping?
Yeah.
So then, when she would finally get to stepping, he would do that thing like Gina, because he sold tickets to a fight that he had no intention of fighting. So Stallone is the bigger name in the house, Sylvester. So who's to say that he didn't act indifferent when she first filed, and then now that things have become real to him, he's saying, wow, the life that I've made for myself and I've known, my family, my children, memories, everything that I know is getting ready to dissipate. And so maybe this is his last ditch effort in saying, hey, before you leave me, look at all that we built. Let's re-examine this. Let's re-evaluate. Do you really want to do this?
Yeah.
Right.
And look, you guys that are watching in the audience on TikTok, on Facebook Live, and on here on YouTube Live, look, drop y'all comments down. I want to hear what y'all think this means. And then look at it from her perspective, right? She's divorced. She's had enough. Okay, she knows this whole thing. She's had enough. She's been everywhere. Everybody knows who she is, and now she has decided, I'm through with you. And now you want to post these pictures of the family together. So it does give that feeling like Sylvester Stallone is trying to try to put forth an image to maybe change her mind, to throw the sympathy card in, Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
I'm saying, everybody that goes out and you post this type of stuff, now you're getting sympathy from everybody who's like, oh, he still loves her. Oh, he wants to work it out. And now she looks like the bad person because she's filed for divorce. And they're like, but he still loves you. He still wants the family. He still wants to work it out. And if she goes through with it, it makes her look like she's the person who is, being the bad person in the relationship, not giving him a second chance. Again, his image, not hers.
Yeah.
And look, someone said that he looks hurt, like he may feel like he's losing everything, like he's trying to hold on to. When you have children and you build things or whatever, even though you may or may not need to end the relationship, you're looking at the finality of it all. Like these are like things that we built. We have little people that share our DNA. We build all these things, and Hollywood life is hard. So who's to say now that his career has slowed down a little bit? She may be still reminiscing on a lot of the days where she possibly had to do a lot of the things by herself. And so when women become older, we go through this stage of finding who we are. We become more independent in who we are. Not saying that we don't need the men in our life, but we want to rediscover who we are. And she may be at that point to where I've always propped you up. I've always supported you, taking care of the kids or whatever. Now I'm just trying to do me.
Definitely can agree.
Go ahead, Angela. What were you saying?
No, I was going to say, I can definitely agree with what Elle was saying, because you just think about it. For a lot of the time, she was probably holding things down. She was probably, being the one at the household while he was out. She's probably dealt with groupies. She's probably dealt with, rumors of infidelity. She's probably dealt with all those. And now, that things are slowing down and he's looking at, okay, this is what I envisioned for us growing old together. We've raised our children. We've accomplished something good with our family. Please don't leave me now. And he's thought about, man, I didn't realize that I was messing up to this degree to where you would leave. I thought, we were time to grow old together. And now this is where we're at. And I don't want to let it go.
I think it also touches on the base of the music artist Jaheim when he said put that woman first. So
Mhm.
you know, I guess she felt that she wasn't coming first, and he put in his career and ahead of the family. And now it's like you said, ladies, is she's at a point like, listen, you didn't put that time into me. Now it's time for me to
Yeah.
go on.
But
Mhm.
I think I hear that a lot, right? And that's going to feed into our next topic here. But at the same time, when a guy's he's a big time actor. Sylvester Stallone, he's in the top, at least the top 20 most successful actors probably ever, right? All his movies are like box top. They're box office smashes. You automatically think to yourself, okay, if Sly is in a movie, I want to see that. It's going to be popping. It's going to be action packed. There's going to be muscles and masculine energy, and you know what I mean. Something going to get blown up. Somebody going to get shot. You know what I mean. And somebody's going to win the day, and there'll be a woman involved in some kind of way. And it's all of that. And so all of that is difficult, y'all. I mean, it's not like he worked at the post office. He works a demanding job, and his job creates the life for his family to live.
Right, but
So
you
this
gotta.
is this
Mhm,
is the challenge of the successful man. And most of the successful men that I know
mhm.
deal with this same challenge.
Right, with that balance, you gotta have that.
Yes.
If something is gonna lack, you gotta have to make sure you have that family priority.
Mm-hmm.
Family always come first.
Yeah, but if you sit home with your family all day,
Right, you ain't making nothing.
you're
You
gonna
ain't
be
bringing
sitting in the.
nothing.
But let me tell you, you guys, let me first say you have a great point. So I don't want to say that I'm disagreeing with what you're saying, but I just want to present a caveat there. You got to look at it. So he's the breadwinner. He takes care of his family. He provides a place. Sometimes the role of the woman who's not doing that, her role is minimized. And so she's keeping a home while he's out bringing home the bread. But essentially, her position is just as important because he knows that his kids are good. He knows that the home is good. Everything is going to be copacetic when he comes home. And so a lot of times, you get a lot of, I would say, and I'm not going to say just men, people, the breadwinners, and I'll say women too, they come home and they play blowfish, they puff up. And so they may speak down to you or may not treat you with the respect that you're due because they feel like all the power resides with the people who bring in the money.
Mhm, mhm.
Mm,
Mm.
well said. Well
Good
said.
point.
Well, listen. Now, that is a great segue into our next hot topic, which is, let me see if I can pull them up. I'm gonna, let me see. I'm just gonna take. I'm gonna see if I can get it up right. Let me say. Well, look, I ain't got it right, y'all, but that's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady and his
Giselle.
wife Giselle.
Mhm.
And yeah, I didn't put that in the right thing, but y'all know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Mm.
All right, look. So let's talk about this. This is Tom Brady. And Tom Brady and his wife Giselle are on the rocks. Just like what this conversation we talking about here today. He has given himself, his career, and he's done everything to be the greatest athlete on earth. Tom Brady is one of the greatest athletes ever. He's definitely the
Mhm.
GOAT. So what do we say? What we got to say about Tom Brady?
Listen, his career is over. He needs to focus on the family.
Yes.
You had your time, and now
Yes.
that was
Mm.
his time.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with what you're saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead, because I've been just talking. I'm gonna let you go, and then I'll come back. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I
Go.
was gonna say I agree. The thing with Tom Brady even with Giselle, she had a great modeling career. And a lot of times she probably sacrificed. Because he was the
Yes.
prime. He was the person who was in the limelight. He was the person that America was so excited about because he was out here, running plays and making money and setting the bar for what a good football player looks like. What a
Mm-hmm.
good franchise player is going to be. On the
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
flip side, when you're out working hard and you're out doing things and you're out enjoying your life, you're expecting somebody to be home, handling business, taking care of the kids, doing all these things. Well, he also got to realize you got a living, breathing person there. And
Yes.
wants time. She also wants attention. She also wants to be put first. And a lot of times
Yes.
somebody has to take a back seat. At what point in time do you get tired of playing riding in the back and
That's
decide
right.
I
That's
don't even
right.
want the passenger side, I want to drive my own car, I want to do my
Yes.
own, and either you're going to sit here and deal with it or you're going to go on about your business and we're going to separate and I'm going to be happy
Mm-hmm.
and it is what it is. And I think that she's just got to a point where I've given you all of that and you continue to choose something else before you chose me.
Right.
And Angela, I think he's a bit greedy because you've outringed everybody. And she's begged him to hang up his cleats years ago. And Tom Brady has also taken a lot of hits. So the thing is, I don't need you to come home in a state to where I have to take care of you, and you
Right.
can't give me your best because you have injuries that are now materializing on the surface that I
Mm-hmm.
have to help take care. And then people are going to tell me what my wifely duties are in terms of caring for you when I begged you years ago to stop and just be a family man because we had enough money, you taking enough hits, you have enough rings. When are we going to be husband and wife and just separate that from football?
Right.
That's a
Tab,
great,
Point. Good point.
great.
Go ahead.
No, it was just that's a good point. You're looking at it from that aspect. It's when are you going to focus on me? That's what she's saying. That's
Yeah.
the when you're going to put
But
all your
see,
on. And actually go back to the end of last season. His father told him to retire.
Mm-hmm.
You need to take heed of the people that's close to you, and not just your accountant or your agent. Listen to your family, listen to your wife, listen to your father.
Look, and if nothing else, go out on the up. Because
Right.
the thing
Right.
is, you're on top of your game. Like if you look, and not to veer off subject, but you're looking at the rest of the people who didn't go out on top. With him, go out on top. You don't want to come home with CTE, and then your wife has to deal with that. She wants the man she married. She doesn't want a patient.
true words. All right, so here's what I think though. At the same time, you got to consider that Tom Brady, he may be an amazing football player. He's a great guy he's great at what he does. But do y'all realize that Tom Brady don't know what else to do?
I can
he,
see that.
he
Football.
yeah, he doesn't know what else. This is what he does. He has found he wasn't even Tev, you remember what number he came out of college? He wasn't number one.
No, he wasn't. I
He
believe
was
it was
like
the third or fourth round.
yeah,
Yeah,
like way down the
he wasn't even in the first and second round.
right. And so he has literally dedicated his life to proving everybody wrong who didn't take a chance on him and just being a winner on the field. Like it's like he's more comfortable with the guys than he is with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's more comfortable in the huddle with his teammates than he is at the house. And so this is a real transition. It reminds me of I've had some people that I knew who were in the military,
Mm-hmm.
and all they knew was the military. They stayed, if people who made military a career, they lived military. They ate, that's just their life. And then when it comes time to retire, a lot of them feel that fear. It's like, well,
They don't know what to do.
what do I do?
Right.
Am I going to get a job outside of this? Who's going to hire me? I sat at a desk for the Navy for 20 years or whatever it is, And so I think what has to happen is that the switch has to happen because he got a lot to lose. And look, you can't say that lady didn't support his dreams.
Right.
Like,
Reality,
Isn't she a supermodel?
yeah,
yes.
she is. She put her
Right.
career on hold to raise the
She
children.
did.
Mhm.
She did.
But the reality is, if you don't switch at the right time, you run the risk of not only not knowing what else to do, now you don't know what to do, and you by yourself, not knowing what to do.
Right. Yes. All right. My man Stan said after they had everyone's playbook, All right. Look, let's see. James Wilcox, my man from Norfolk State. He said it was the money. Did he tell her to stop modeling? I'm sure he probably did. What y'all think about that?
Now the
Or
road
even if he
first.
did. I mean, I feel like, for her, maybe she felt like, because you have to, it is about sacrifice. And maybe she felt like at the end of the day, I can do without modeling to give you an opportunity to go out here and be the greatest.
Yeah.
And that, everybody doesn't have opportunity to achieve. But it may have been with a caveat of, when I say it's time to come home and we have this conversation, then I expect you to honor my wishes, just like I'm giving you your piece to go out here and be great. And so again, if he can't handle that, or he doesn't want to do that, or he's so caught up with trying to continue to get the rings, or continue to be out front, or continue to be the best, it's going to cause a problem one way or the other. And at some point, people make choices, and you have to live with the choices you make.
Yeah.
Right.
Angela, he probably was like, oh, yeah, no problem.
Right.
She was like, when football season's over and this year's over, I want you to give all that up and come on home. And you don't need the money. You got plenty of money. We can live anywhere. We can do anything. Just stop all that and then come home. And he's like, no problem.
Listen, he probably was afraid of his responsibilities.
And that's what it is. And LaShondra says, when you marry someone, you can't just consider what you want. You have to consider the feelings of your spouse. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Sometimes that's easier said than done. But at the end of the day, when you're not at your best, he knows that it's going to be Giselle who has to take care of him. And she gave up her career. And you look at it now, she's aged out of that profession.
Right.
So you have young models coming in at 16 and 17 years old. That's like a real... very brief career.
Yes,
Naomi is an anomaly. Beverly and all of the rest of them. And so she's saying, hey, come home. And he doesn't know how to relate to her. And what I'm hoping is he just didn't marry her because she was Giselle and he didn't really get to know her. So now he doesn't know what to do with her, because it's always been about him and collecting things. He's collected Giselle. He's collected rings. He's collected millions. He's a collector of things. But when he gets these things, all these things are still separate from him knowing who he is. He has no identity outside of his little collectibles. And Giselle is one of those collectibles.
Yeah.
And at what point do you not, as a person on either one of the ends, whether it is Sylvester Stallone or his wife or Giselle, at what point do you at sometimes say, I just want you to choose me?
Right.
You went out
That's
here,
true.
you've done so much. When it's enough, it's enough. Why don't you
Yep.
about you can't choose me? And so at this point, instead of me worrying about you choosing me, I'm going to choose myself.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, here's a point too that has to be talked about, and then we got to get into the topic of our show, because we're still in the hot topics. But these are good talking points. But coming into it, they both are actually in a diminishing career, time wise, because NFL has the term that it stands for not for long. The average career in the NFL is like 3 years.
Yep.
So,
but Kevin, think about this. Like, okay, before we say, Italiana says his whole identity is football.
we freezing up.
Yeah, she froze.
Yeah.
She froze up. Elle, you frozen if you can hear me.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There she is.
Okay, I was saying, yes, it's not for long, but when you look at it, you have people like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, some of the ones that stayed long time. Yeah, they didn't get hurt to the point where their career ended. So a lot of times when their careers end prematurely, it's because of injuries and not age. Whereas with women, let's just face it, guys, you guys hold on to your youth a little bit longer than we do. Our youth is aligned with our fertility, aligned with our crow's feet, fine lines, all of these different things, so as long as the men don't have to get hurt in the NFL, but our youth fades. So I think it's kind of imbalanced a little bit.
Yeah, my man Stan, he said, is she gonna add to the bag? Now wait a minute, Stan, because you gotta look. Tom Brady was offered, I think, the sportscaster job for like $200 million or something like that. It was like $230 million for the contract for a few years or whatever. So I don't think they hurting.
Oscar said
But
they're bad.
And he still got the endorsements.
Still got
yeah,
the endorsements.
and she added to the bag with her uterus when she when
Uh-oh.
she bore when she bore his children, the wear and tear on her body. So that was her contribution to the bag, you know.
Yeah, my man Kenny,
Make
he said they got the rest of their lives. What'd you say, Angela?
I said she was a successful model before they got together, so she was doing very well when he met
Yes,
her. So it's not
yes,
like he contributed anything. He didn't just get a groupie who wasn't doing anything. He got somebody who was very successful at what she was doing.
yep.
She was definitely at the top of her game. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So look, I hate even to get into this because this makes this whole conversation so much. We going all the way deep in there. Iwanda says, but why does the wife have to always sacrifice? L, why?
Because it's expected. You got to look at it. The wife is supposed to do it. She's supposed to be domestic. She's supposed to be sexual. She's supposed to be intellectual and speak though when she's prompted to speak, not actually when she has an idea. And she has to be pretty. She has to be, cookie cut. She has to be all these things. And so you got to look at it. It's hard to fit into that expectation, of what it. And then she's with Tom Brady. So, like again, she's a collectible. She's not supposed to have an opinion. She's not supposed to assert herself. Just like when the question was asked, is she going to contribute to the bag? But contributing to the bag is maintaining a home. That's a job. It is, especially when it's done consistently, and you can expect that everything is everything while you're out working.
Stan said you can't make money at the house.
But he already made it. See, the
He
thing
already
is,
made it.
they wouldn't have a situation like this if he didn't want children. Now, that's not to say that she didn't want children, because she could have kept modeling, and they could have just been like two ships in the night if they weren't kids. But if both of them continued their careers respectively, who would have been there for the kids? And so he probably didn't want his children to be raised by nannies and housekeepers. So they both made a group decision that she would stay home with the kids.
Yes. Shauna said, we all know that older men are seen as more desirable in society as older women. Biology aside, we're talking about societal standards. Ooh, see, look, all of these could just be the topic alone. This is some good
Right.
stuff. Yes. Kenny said,
Yep, he's stat chasing.
stat chasing. Yeah, he want to make sure that he puts the goal so far away that nobody ever reaches it. He want to make sure he's the greatest of all time.
Listen, I think he's putting some effort in. I don't know the whole situation, but I think they just allowed him to have Wednesdays off from his team now.
Wednesdays.
Right. Marriage is a 24/7, 7 days, but what's one day, right?
All right, man. Look. All right, yo, listen, let's get into these topics. The main topic that we going with today, you guys, is the trends we had. There's some dating trends that I felt like we need to talk about. Let me take down I got the Brady in the background. All right, we got it. We done with Brady for the night. Right. So let me see. Yep, there we go. All right, so Power PDA. Fast forward, y'all might have seen the advertisement. There's a whole new vocabulary out here, Angela. Since you was out in these streets, what you think?
Yes. I was looking at that same article laughing because I was like, man, it's so different from when I was dating. And it's, the pandemic has changed a lot for people as well. When you talk about dry dating, when you're talking about, I think they say Hesi-dating, fast forwarding, it's so many topics out here, or so many ways to identify how you're going to date. So for people, for me, having not dated in 14 plus years, that can be kind of intimidating to go out here and think like, okay, what happened just to going out, having a good time, getting to know somebody. It's so many other agendas that go along with dating now.
Yes, yes, yes. So check it out. A lot of these trends are coming from the online dating world, and a lot of this is as a result of the pandemic. The pandemic kind of shook things up. We were stuck in the house. Some people, if you were single, you could have been stuck in the house by yourself, and that caused a lot of people to kind of rethink some things. Some people got stuck in the house with their mate and decided, "Uh-oh,
Got to go.
gotta go. I don't even like you." So now we have things that are now have come into the lexicon. Reset. The article says the latest research from Bumble found that almost half of single people around the world are looking to reset their dating lives. The new trend that have been coined by the women's first app, which is Bumble, fast forwarding, Explori-dating, consciously single, dry dating, power PDA. So we're going to talk about it. So let's start with this hardballing. So in 2021, the term hardballing was introduced by Bumble, which means deciding what you really want in a partner after months of reflection. This trend happened in 2022 with the majority, 59% of people on Bumble saying they are now more upfront with partners about what they want. Elle, what do you think about hardballing?
I think hardballing, as they're terming it, is what people used to just tell us to do anyway.
Keep it real.
Um, we need to be more, well, it need to be more intentional with what it is that they want. And so people are more intentional. They're tired of getting their time wasted. They're tired of going through all these dates and then only to have somebody later on tell you, oh, well, I was just having fun. And you're thinking about, you want a house, the kids, the car, the picket fence, and all these different things, and you have people on there just trying to, go and as they say, make whoopee. You just telling people what you want up front, and I think that's what they should have been doing anyway. And so Bumble is now turning it into hardballing, but that's just being mature.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Ted.
No, I was just saying, you got to be honest. You got to be straightforward. Don't play with people's time. Time is precious, and well, I'm up in my 40s, so but I didn't have time to waste. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was looking for, and during that time, I think this young generation now, with this whole app dating and everything, is totally different. I'm talking to my children, and things that ideas, they could consider me old school. They don't do the things like that anymore. But hey, I'm quote unquote hardballing. I'm just be straightforward. Don't waste nobody's time.
That's right.
Say what you mean what you say.
But wait a minute, Tevya. If you do know that if you just tell them straight up, tell them what you want, men traditionally didn't do that because it didn't pan out well for them.
Right.
To just tell a woman what exactly it is that you want. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But you're hurting her. You're misleading her.
Mm-hmm.
But I think women now are so independent that really real women want to know up front, because you don't even know, we might want to be dating too, or we might just want to be like, hey, I just want to go out here and I'm not trying to get serious. I really want to kind of just get to know you and see whether or not this is what I want to do. And then when you think about the pandemic and so many people dying, who has time to waste thinking that anything can happen? So if you're into a serious relationship, just say that. And if you're not, just say that. And then that way it eliminates you having to deal with a whole lot of foolishness up front.
Fact.
That's right. Did you see where it says, someone said, be straight up and let me choose the role I want to play? And see, I like that, because I feel like if you're really vibing with someone, really, I'll be honest with you, as long as people are not playing serious games, if that person is somebody who you could see yourself with down the line. And that's not to say that you're ready to go down the aisle, But if you go out on a few dates and there's some consistency, and I think energy matches energy, and you guys have an energy that's in sync, that's harmonizing, in your mind, you kind of know if that could be the one. I think sometimes when you date too long, because I don't believe in long engagements at all. Don't waste my time. I got things to do. But I think, you know, you look, if you vibing, you know, we'll figure the rest out, because married people essentially have the same problems. How can we get more money? How can we save money? How many kids do we want? You know, different things like that. Everybody asks those questions. So there's no perfect relationship. You're just trying to see if you and that person vibes enough to put in the work, to communicate and work through the ups and downs that you're going to have anyway.
Fact. Yeah, you know, once things like Tinder and all of these things came out, I think it's just inevitable that you would get here and have this time where you start talking about hardballing, like especially after the pandemic, when you didn't know if you was if this was going to be it. You know, right. You like, yeah, it's like now you don't want to play around. Let's get to it. Are we good together or not? If yes, let's go forward. If not, bye.
Keep moving.
Yes. All right. Let's check out the next one. The next term. Let me make sure we up. Okay. Let me put that back in. Here we go. Put it back in there. All right. So the next term is fast forwarding. Fast forwarding was observed after daters on the app drastically changed what they were looking for in a partner. With around a third altering their priorities, a majority of people globally say they now prioritize emotional availability, while almost a quarter say they could care less about physical appearance. All right, what y'all think about that? Fast forwarding. Yes.
I think you should care less about physical appearance. Of course, you want to be attracted, but at the same time, things happen. So I wouldn't want somebody who was essentially caught up in my physical appearance, because we change. With life, we change. Things happen. Men change. Women change. So, you know, sometimes you have to go in it. And then, too, you have to be emotionally available, because if you're not emotionally available, then you're going to have a relationship more than likely that doesn't have communication. Somebody's not listening to somebody, and you have two people doing their own separate things. And at the end of the day, what is the point of being in a relationship if you're going to do your own thing and be emotionally unavailable? Because essentially that's emotional abuse, being emotionally unavailable with the person you're with.
Right. My man Stan said, yes, women get to date whoever they please until they find the wrong one anyway. All right, Ted, what you think about this fast forwarding? What's your thoughts?
You know what? I'm new to these terminologies.
Yeah. Look, that's why we bring it about. So,
right, fast forwarding.
So fast forwarding is essentially looking into
to the point, right?
Yeah. No. Well, fast forward is more about looking into the emotional stability and availability of the person rather than just physical. So it's like focusing on the inside rather than the outside.
Yeah, that's definitely important. Looks fade away. Knowing where the stability to be able to communicate spiritually, mentally, physically. I think physically, once you have that love that's already established, it will always be there.
Yes.
So, you know, that physical aspect that fades away, but more so connecting on a spiritual level, connecting on a mental level and emotional level, and also a financial level as well.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So this thing also says that daters are now questioning their type. With nearly half of those on the app saying so. They said as people dive deeper into their search for love, 43% of the people on Bumble say they would describe their approach to seeing other people as exploratory. So once upon a time, everybody wanted the tall, dark, and handsome guy. All the ladies wanted the tall, dark, and handsome guy, but now short, light skin might be okay. short, fat, and light skin he might be good.
Though, because I think people are maturing. I think, when we went through the pandemic, it really caused people to really sit down and really think. And when you're fast forwarding and you're exploratory, now you're kind of bypassing all of the surface stuff and getting down to what's really important. Because at the end of the day, you want somebody who's going to be there for you. If you get sick, you want to know somebody's going to be there for you by your bed, helping you out when you're going through some things. You don't want somebody who's just looking at you like, oh, well, you're not fine anymore. You've gained some weight, so I'm getting ready to leave and go to the. So it does require you to start being a little bit more mature about choices and about what's really important in the long run. And if it means that if tall, dark, and handsome is giving me stress and anxiety all the time, maybe I need to think about figure out about this emotional thing. And can this man really be somebody who is going to listen to me, who's going to support my dreams, who is going to encourage me, who's going to love me regardless of whether I gain weight or whether I lose weight or whatever that looks like. I want to know somebody wants to be here for the long haul and start asking questions about people who are trying to do the same thing as you are.
Fact.
You're right. Look, some of these people will take you up through there. You busy trying to do all this physical attraction thing. They take you up through there. They're like, no, leave where they are.
Right. My girl Kelly Pruitt over here on the TikTok live, she said health is more important than looks any day. A healthy person cares about themselves.
Yes.
All right, so let's get the next term that's out here: consciously single. So essentially, that just means being actually okay with being alone for a while. Consciously single. What do y'all think about that?
I like that. I think it's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Instead of just being the person who's just hanging out, hoping and waiting for somebody to come along, just consciously being aware of being single. I'll tell you what. Here's why I like that. I always say that you teach people how to treat you.
That's right.
And you also teach people how to love you.
Right.
So people will follow the example that you set for yourself and love you the way you love you.
Yeah, right. That's self-worth. That's self-love.
Yes.
If
so
you know your value and you know how to conduct yourself and carry yourself, you expect that other person to do the same as you towards you.
Exactly. So if you want somebody to take you out to fine restaurants, take yourself out to fine restaurants.
There you go.
To treat yourself the way you want somebody else to treat you. To me, that's a real positive thing. Consciously single, being aware of what you like, what you don't like, and adding and subtracting that from your life.
And you know what? Not falling into what society says, especially for women, because they always talk about the biological clock, or for a woman at a certain, always asking when you're gonna have kids, when you're gonna get married, all those things, and it takes pressure off of you when you realize that I don't have to fall into that. If I'm not ready to date or get married, I'm okay. That doesn't make me somebody crazy because I'm not. I'm okay with me, and I'm learning me, and I'm enjoying me. And if I decide to date, that's good. And if I decide that I want to be single, that's okay too. And I think that's a beautiful place to be in. Yes.
So look, let's move to the next topic. The next term is dry date. So essentially, this is eliminating alcohol from the date altogether, so that you can date with a clear mind and a clear head and make a good decision. What do y'all think about dry dating?
I've been told that the first date always needs to be like at a coffee house or something like that when you're trying to get acquainted with someone. And then on the other end, some people say that alcohol knocks the edge off. I guess as long as you don't overindulge. So I guess, it depends on what you know yourself to do when you're under the influence.
I agree.
On the flip side of it, you may, if you do not have a sober dating or dry dating, you can definitely find out how that other person is when they handle their liquor.
Yes, you can.
Like, what?
That's
Let me stay away from you.
that's a determining factor if there's going to be another date. Look, no.
Right.
Right.
But
Right.
dry dating, I think you really not seeing who that person really is, if they are consuming alcohol or not consuming.
Wait. So wait a minute.
Present yourself.
Okay.
You know,
So-
be. If you are type of all right, hypothetically, if I'm going out on a date with someone and they can't hold their liquor, that's giving me warning signs to stay away.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can't have a glass of wine and you out of character, that's a warning sign for me.
Yeah.
So, dry dating, I stay away from dry dating.
Yeah. Dry dating. Yeah, you could be, but then also like people like to have a little alcohol to kind of like help them loosen up and relax. And maybe if you're too uptight, you might not be a good person to be with, you know, in a social setting. So nothing wrong with a glass of wine, but you know, it's a perspective. So all right, so we got Power PDA. The dating platform predicts that Power PDA is back in a big way now that vaccine rates are higher, and celebrities like Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, Kardashians, are getting into the trend. All right, Power PDA. Nearly 70% of the daters around the world say that they are more open to public displays of affection post-pandemic. But concerns around lockdown might be on its way. So, what are y'all thoughts about Power PDA? So it's public displays of affection are kind of coming back and being open to it. What y'all think?
I mean, it comes with a limitation. You know, certain things, hold that in the house. You know, keep it in the apartment, hotel. There's nothing wrong with holding hands or showing, you know, affection. But you know, there's a certain limit.
Yes.
You know, I think when I see elderly holding hands and kissing, hey, you know what? More power to you. I like that.
Yeah,
so,
like that.
You know, show your love. You know, it makes me question. All right, what did it take for you to get there? You know.
All right. Let's grab Hesi-dating. I know nobody heard of this before this show.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So this one comes from Plenty of Fish. They have this. They coined this term Hesi-dating, which is the site defines as this. Hold on. The site defined as feeling indifferent about dating, unsure if you want to date seriously or casually because life in general is so uncertain now. So feeling indifferent about dating or unsure if you want to date. Hesi-dating. Elle, what do you think about that?
Feeling unsure or indifferent. That sounds like people who have gone through some things.
Yeah.
And that just basically sounds like, and they're putting these cute names on it. But it just basically sounds like somebody who's been burned. And so they're not quite sure whether they want to or whether they're just saying, I'm good. Right. And that's what they're called. But essentially, I think that's everybody. Like after a big breakup or something negative, you know, you're wondering if you want to even be bothered with it, especially if you've had a lot of negative experiences. So, you know, I could kind of see probably where everybody would go through that, depending on what their experience has been.
You're going to wind up in marriage counseling.
I was going to say, sound like some.
It's a red tag for me.
Red flag.
Yeah, that's right.
Hesi-dating. It's funny because it's people are very. I can see how people could be gun shy now and be like, I don't know, like they want to date but they don't want to date because of look. We talked about Power PDA. They like, well, they might want to kiss or touch or I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know them. You know, we still I heard the president say today that the pandemic is officially over. But we're still wearing your mask. Some people still wearing masks, and just being a little cautious about interacting with people. So people are hesi-dating. That's what they're calling it.
Yeah, because and then too, you keep having all of these things that are being birthed. I mean, yes, we're out of that pandemic, but then you have sub pandemics happening, and so it makes me wonder if the power PDA is going to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Let's grab some of these questions we got over here. All right. Hesi-dating. Crystal said, hesi-dating, they need to go get healing and not think about dating.
There you go.
Now that's a perspective. Maybe that's what's going on. Your anxiety has become too much about what could happen or what might happen or what this or that. And so it makes you think. Look, it's like you start taking a short step and then the date doesn't work.
Right.
And you wonder why the date doesn't work. The date didn't work because you went into it with hesitation.
Thinking that it wasn't going to work.
Thinking that it wasn't going to work. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Listen, that goes circle back around that self-worth.
Yeah. Look, Kenny's got a question. What do you call the dating where women date for meals? I don't know. Let's come up with a term for that.
Let me say this. It depends on how he means it. Because if they date just to, like, if you have a Monday through Friday different guy and you're doing it just so that you can get these extravagant meals, I call that looking for a benefactor, maybe. But then on the flip side of that, if you're dating with the expectation of a meal, breaking bread is the best way to have intimate conversation with someone. So, I know that they date differently these days, but to me, I'm old school. I always say, let's date over a meal.
Yeah. Fact. So Kenny, one of the things, and I might say this, I might talk about this a lot, but this is something that I know women who do this, who date for dinner. They dating for dinner. They dating to find a new restaurant. They don't really like the guy necessarily, but they're just going for the overall experience and not for the person. They're going for the fun, for the experience, and not for the guy. Yeah, Kenny, he said, "See,
that's a good question, right?"
But now, Kenny, what about the men who date for intimate situations? What is that called?
Well, don't you want a man to want you? Shouldn't he?
For different reasons.
Yes. Dating for meals, you wanted to call it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, maybe they like me. I was a foodie.
I tell the guys, look, if you find you a foodie, it might turn out good for you.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is feed her.
Yes.
She's
Shoot.
yours. Yes. Let me see. Trying to say everyone's dates for different reasons. Elle, you said it before. I could type it. You took the words out of her mouth.
Yeah. Shoot.
Yes. Games are played on both sides. Absolutely. So, yeah.
But you know what? That goes back to the type of dating, though, where, and I forgot which one it was, whether you go in saying what it is that you're there for. Like, if I'm here because I like to eat, then that's my reason for dating. If you a man and you here because you want to be intimate, then you're being honest. So now I have the decision on whether or not I want to, do that. And
Mm-hmm.
you too, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
But I think you also can pay attention to the signs, like you said earlier, Kelvin, that you teach people how to treat you, how to
mm-hmm.
love you, how to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody's just dating you for food, you can tell that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If they're not giving you conversation any other time, they're always like, okay, what we going to eat at this weekend? Or, hey, I was waiting on you to call me. You need to pay attention to how people are talking, what they're saying, how they're doing. What are they doing outside of it? Are they concerned about you and your day and all those things? To make a decision, because you don't have to keep taking the same somebody out all the time if you know the only reason they're using you for is to go out to eat, if that's not what you're wanting either. If you know
Yeah,
somebody dating you just for sex, you know how they treat you, you know what they saying, and so you kind of play into it if you allow it to continue on, because I think people give you enough signs to make you aware of what they're really in it for.
yeah, yeah. What are some more red flags that people can look out for? So the people in this category, they are this is the top 5 dating trends. I said 5, but we went way over. But what are some red flags that you guys have maybe seen that people need to pay attention to when they're in this new dating time? Anybody can jump
Uh,
in.
I'm gonna say this: patterns. And sometimes the patterns will tell you whether or not, your a guy is potentially speed dating. And you're not aware that he's speed dating. If he's always unavailable on certain days, or he can't go certain places, he needs to stay away from certain uh, parts of towns, different things like that. Those are some red flags.
Yeah, I like what Lawanda said. Love bombing, first dates, and red flags. Love bombing, like they coming on strong, coming on,
Yes.
telling
Yeah.
you everything you want to
Oh
hear,
goodness, I like that.
and the next thing you know, you pull back, and you're like, "Wait, what happened?"
You did too much.
Yeah, what happened? I mean, he just doesn't call me anymore, and gotta watch that love bombing.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let me see. My man Kitty said when they always taking a doggy bag. He said that's a red flag. What y'all think about that?
No, Kenny, that just means that she does not want to waste your money. So you pay good money for that meal, and so she's packing it up because she wants you
Mm-mm.
to know that she
Mm-mm.
appreciated that meal and she's not
Appreciate
letting
that.
any of it go to waste.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Red flag, right?
That's it.
Here's a red flag when she asks you to buy an extra meal for her roommate.
Oh.
She really
Yeah.
taking that extra meal to Chad and Tyrone. She gonna leave you and go see Chad
Uh-huh.
on the way home.
Maybe it's for the kid. Maybe it's for the
Yeah,
kid.
okay. Yeah, it's for the kids, all right. It's for Chad, so he can eat good. He can have something on his stomach.
He said, look what I brought you home, baby.
Exactly. He's just waiting at the house. All right. Look, Kenny got some red flags for y'all.
He do.
Look, hold on. Kelly on the TikTok side.
No, her name.
On the TikTok side, Kelly said, "Do women really do that?" They sure do. They sure
Look,
do.
Kelly, that's new to me too. I never heard of that. Taking a food home to a guy.
Yes. They take it. It's the ex-boyfriend or the guy that they see when they need their itch scratched, and but he not giving them no relationship, and they know that. So
Wow.
they'll just take whatever they can get from Chad and Tyrone, and yeah, it goes down that way.
Okay.
Definitely happens. So Kenny's red flag when the host of the restaurant knows her by name. What y'all think about that? Red flag?
Oh, definitely.
She a frequent visitor there. Yes.
Yeah, frequent flyer.
Right.
Frequent flyer. Absolutely.
Maybe she dines alone a lot there.
She goes there with her girlfriends.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
She goes there with her girlfriends.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Listen, having that cell phone at the table, that's a no.
Yeah.
Wait,
I agree.
hold on. Say it again, Tev.
Having your cell phone at the table when you're trying
I
to
agree.
find out who the person is, have a conversation, and they constantly checking their social media or texting a friend. Hold that after the date. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look. For Fascia City, sorry if I messed your name up on the TikTok side. He said, or he or she said, I go out to eat with my son all the time. So they said, no, it's not, Kenny. It's not a red flag if the people at the restaurant knows her. Maybe she go out with her family.
Yeah. Because let me tell you something, Kenneth. Don't get me wrong. Most guys want to pay for dates simply because they choose to do that. But now at the same time, they can't just assume that a woman is not living her life individually when she's not on a date. She may be able to treat herself to fine meals with her own finances. And so then when she dates, she expects for a guy to match what she's able to do for herself and even exceed it at times.
Facts. Red flag. We got us another one. Red flag. Bringing the nephew on the date. Nobody does that. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Look, is it an adult nephew or a child?
That might not be nephew if it's an adult.
Yeah.
Well, not long ago we had one where the guy was taking the girl out. She was like, "Well, stop by McDonald's and pick up a couple of Happy Meals for my kids, and so they'll have something to eat, and then we can go on out." And he protested and said, I'm not your kid's daddy. I'm not buying your kids food. And she thought that was rude, and that was a thing. So it just in that little brief scenario, is he cheap or does he have a point?
That's too much to expect.
Because she figured it's McDonald's. It's like less than a mile, right up the street. Let's go get them something.
You can't put that responsibility on somebody that you going out on a date with, and you're not even serious about.
You should have that covered beforehand. Like that's not his responsibility.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Because
feed your own children.
Look, because rolling up there, she was just like, "Oh, we'll take me to McDonald's and I'll get them something to eat." And they get there to the window and he order the food, and when it comes time to pay, she's looking at him like, "Well, can't you get it?" And it's like, "No, you don't get it. That these are your kids." All right. Some more red flags. What else we got? It's the man's lunch for tomorrow. All right. What other red flags? Y'all drop some red flags for her. Take her home. He said, take her home and cook for her children.
Yep. You see that one, Kevin?
I've had men offer to buy a meal for me to take home for my daughter, but I would never expect or ask for it. Yeah, there's a simp born every minute.
Well, let me say this.
That's sweet.
In that instance, I think that if it's after a few dates to where you guys can see yourself being a thing, I think that may be one of the guy's first communications that he's potentially all in and that he accepts everything that comes with you. But that's much, further
down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a great gesture in letting a woman know that you're invested.
Just trying to get
Yeah.
brownie points.
Hmm.
That's all. You trying to
Yeah.
get them buns.
Yep.
But
That's
look
it.
at that. But listen,
That's
at
it.
that point, who's to say that the intimacy hasn't already happened? And
Uh,
so if the intimacy, and I'm gonna tell you, you got your winner. If the intimacy has already happened, and he's doing things like that, that shows that he's all in. Now on the reverse, like you said, if he's doing things like that and you guys haven't been intimate, then the red flag may go up. But now if he's still doing the same things with the same momentum, um, after you've been dating for a minute, you may have a keeper. Because now remember you got a lot of men that come into relationships too with
Mhm,
children.
mhm.
My mom always taught me a woman can only have one child at a time. A man can have several.
Yes.
So
Millions.
it's the same.
A man can have millions of kids, of children.
Yes, yes.
All right. We got another red flag. Red flag. Yolanda said, suggesting Dutch after you meet at the restaurant. What y'all think?
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Is
That
that a
should
red
have
flag?
already established before you even hit the restaurant.
Do you? Tab, do you?
What? Yeah,
I mean,
back in the day, absolutely.
Are you really going to have the conversation
Absolutely.
of who's going to pay before you go to the restaurant?
Team. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
On a date.
Listen.
on a date.
Listen. Yes.
Yeah,
Not now. I mean, let's rephrase that. When at the young age, 20s, yes. When you're trying to establish yourself, yes. But in
So
older ages, no, I don't think that's you know.
I'm of the old frame of thinking whoever asks is going to pay. So if I don't have any money, I wouldn't ask, and so that's the thing. If a guy when I was dating would say, "Well, who's gonna pay?" You would get the dial tone. Uh,
Exactly.
because you asked me to go out.
Right.
So that's the thing. And to
right.
me, and so we can now, if you don't have that much money, I would be open to maybe us selecting, a place that's appropriate
Mhm.
for your budget. But I'll just wait until you get paid again.
See?
For a lot
Well,
of
how about this? If someone has their own apartment, what about just cooking instead of going out?
Oh no, further down the line. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But yes, I was okay with that too.
hey, Tab, that worked real well for me when I was when I was single. That was a thing. That was a sure bet, buddy. if you
But it's
already
nothing wrong. Like L, a lot of men, some men, really appreciate when a woman says, I would like to take you out and pay for a meal. Because men like to be treated well too. And so
Yep.
that could be something that works in your favor if you're in a position, especially if you ask. But when you meet up and you say, "Are we going Dutch?" Yeah, that's a red flag.
And that's what Kelly said on TikTok. She said that, women can pay from time to time. You can
Mhm.
always adjust what you're going to eat. She said we don't have to eat a full course meal.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can eat beforehand and say, let's go have dessert. Let's meet up at the ice cream shop or, you know,
I
something
like
like
it.
that.
I like it.
Hmm.
Speaking of eating, Kenny want to know. He said when she can't cook. Tab, is that a red flag?
Yes.
But look. So what if
cook.
she's willing? So what if she's willing to learn? So suppose, you can cook and she can't, but she says, "Show me how to prepare your favorite meals." And even if she doesn't know how to cook a lot of things, she was interested in knowing how to cook the things that you like the most.
If that conversation come up, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, see,
Listen,
compromise.
that's why they have cooking classes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kelly over here on the TikTok side said answering the question is when she can't cook, is that a red flag? Kelly said, Lord, yes. She said, Lord, yes. It is a red flag. Kenny,
Now, I'm not trying to be biased, but what about if the man can't cook?
if what?
If the man can't cook?
You know that's all the time.
He should learn. He should learn.
Yes. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. Yes, you should learn how to cook, but also if the guy is good with doing a lot of other things, the woman may decide that she wants to cook, especially if he does other things that she doesn't want to do. Eventually,
Other
like if
things
he's
like
a
what?
handyman, like if he's a handyman, like if he
Mm-hmm.
knows how to fix things, if he knows how to like fix cars, repair holes in the wall, or repair a leaky faucet,
Right.
or different things like that. The trade off might be, hey, I'll cook, and he just keeps everything up.
Or lay pipe. I mean,
Maintenance man.
yeah, he's a maintenance.
Yes.
If he's good at maintenance. Man, if you go Dutch, the woman starts eating the male's food. Yeah. Let's see. We got some more red flags here. Yes, it is a red flag. If he can't cook. If he can't cook, learn.
Did you see Kelly said, what's great is when you can cook together. If he can't cook, he can help fix a dishwasher. And she said, not pipe.
Oh man. Meredith said, I'm tired of hiring a plumber. Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she wants to. Listen, Meredith said he needs to learn how to do something around the house. Fix this pipe.
Okay. All right. Yeah. She said cooking together. Yes. That is a great thing. So red flags. All right. So look, give our daters, give our young folks who or older. Look, people dating in their 60s today. So I met a lady who got divorced after 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So now she's doing her world tour. You all over, taking trips and she everywhere. So living her best life. But you guys give your best tip. I got some feedback happening, but give us your tips for dating trends. Maybe just your best tip on dating in 2022.
Be intentional. Know what you want. Don't waste someone else's time. Time is there.
All right, Angela.
I would say know what you want, communicate that, and then don't settle for anything that's not matching up to what's in alignment for you.
Good stuff. Go L.
I would say ditto to what was said before, and then I'll add be flexible. Be flexible in the sense of not necessarily compromising in, like you said, your non-negotiables, but at the same time, show grace in certain areas with the expectation that where you fall short, you will hope that the other person would as well. Don't be so rigid in trying to, because you have a lot of things out here where people are telling you, if you put up with this, then you're a pick me. Or over here, you have to, they're creating these boundaries or these boxes that every person has to fit in. And so I just think that people need to not define the situation that they're in by social media or the blogs or anything like that. If that person is your person and your energy is matching, if they have a flaw or two that you can live with, vice versa, then, just go with it.
Yeah. Good stuff. We got our folks who are, somebody said, I'm divorced after 24 years. Sheesh, it's real out here. My pink room said, "Be for real up front." All right, Kelly said, "Be yourself and be genuine." All right, we got some good ones going on here today. All right, look, tell it, you guys. I'm going to tell you to tell everybody how they can follow you, what you got going on, and we're going to sign off for the night. Get out of here. Go ahead, Al. You go first.
Okay, I am Elevate with L on all platforms. I spell my Elevate with two L's because it comes from my name, actually, L. And I do fitness and I do lifestyle, motivational, inspirational posts on all of my social media. Again, that's Elevate with L.
All right. Angela?
I am on social media. I am Angela Lewis, book publisher. So anybody looking to publish a book, definitely get with me.
And my name is Tavia Forbes. You can find me on Instagram and also Facebook. I'm an entrepreneur and also in business with my wife as a medical office here in New York.
All right, perfect. So let me give you guys mine, and then I'm gonna mute y'all mics. I'm not sure what. Hold on a sec. Tab. I'm gonna mute. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So what I want to tell you is know where you are going. If you ask me, you come up and say, "Hey, Kel, what do you think about me and this person?" The first thing I want to know is, do your futures match? Are you going in the same direction? Was that person going in that direction anyway? And will you be able to be each other's cheerleaders? Because life is real out here, and there's going to be some times when you feel like quitting. Are they able to inspire you to keep going? Are you able to inspire them to keep going? Or is it just unequal in you guys' connection? So, equally yoked is what we call it. Two oxen pulling together can plow a whole field, but if they fighting against each other, it just won't work. So that is my thought. Look, I want you guys to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I do a little Twitter. Love Coach Atlanta everywhere as well. Kelvin Troy Johnson everywhere. Look, if you're in Atlanta on the last Friday this month, I got a meetup happening. I got a meetup group, and I'm inviting all of y'all to come join me. Hang out with me down at Fellowship. Cam Newton's the football player, NFL player. Cam Newton has a lounge, has an event space, and that it's around the corner from the stadium. So you guys come on down to Atlanta, come hang out with us. The place is called Fellowship, and we are going to Fellowship. So if you're free, you can come on and do that. The book is coming. Bill that's not the book. I already got that book. It's on the wall. You want to see behind me? That's not wrong way. Anyway, the book is what's the name of my book, y'all? Oh shoot. I talk about it all day long and it just blanked. Here we go. The name of the book is Secrets of the Mind of a Man. There we go. Where I talk about how men think when it comes to dating, relationships, and love. The book is coming in the next few weeks. We do a book launch on that, but I want everybody to get this book. I'm dropping all the secrets, all the tips, and it's a series of books, so you definitely want to get it. If you follow me on Instagram, follow me here on the TikTok side. All that stuff that I drop, all of that stuff's gonna go in the book at some point. So I want y'all to come and follow and get some of those good gems. It'll be good for you and for your life. Meredith said, "I want a signed copy." Okay, we can make that happen. Definitely can make that happen. So anyway, thank y'all all for being here. Everybody on TikTok, everybody on Facebook, everybody on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. Hit the follow button on your way out. And we'll see you next time. Peace and love. Later.